Welcome. Today is a special day for vampire penguins, you mother flippers. You wanna know what day it is? Okay, first of all, what I need to do is address that our colleague, ally, friend, and one-time kind of foe, Oliver Tree Nickel, passed away today in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, in sort of a freak helicopter accident. It's a shame to lose somebody that I know is pretty dear and near to the hearts of a lot of people that I care about. Oliver and I never talked to the guy. I never knew him. I didn't know a lot about him. I know he was an entertainer. He was a funny guy, and I hope he finds some rest now. And I mean, there's a similarity in entertainers. We all have this same. I mean, we're all competing for the same person's love, and it's you guys. Well, it's you. How do you like that when we make it all personal? Creepy, huh? Well, that's how it is. That is how it is. And when I say that, I mean it. I'd like to know my entire viewer base. I'd honestly like to know every single person that bothers to watch this on a personal basis and not on some kind of weird I need to be popular shit. Just on if I'm gonna share my life with somebody, I would like them to, not be a stranger. I don't know about everybody. I can't speak for everybody, right? Obviously, I can't speak for almost anybody. I can speak for me, though. And for me, I like to get to know people. I like to get to know people if I'm watching them and I'm gonna get invested in what they're doing. Well, I'd like that to be a positive experience, right? Mike did really good last night. I'm proud of him for stepping up and taking control of that and looking out for that guy. He didn't have to. And I mean, you've seen he wasn't even comfortable doing it. He wanted out of there. I'm proud of him for doing it. He put his own, so that is one of the only acts of bravery I've seen out of Mike, I think, in the last little while. But it's a real act of bravery to step up and don't worry about your own. I mean, to me, that is the definition of bravery. Put your own concerns aside, right? Put your own concerns aside to do the right thing. That is textbook brave. Good job, Mike. Salute you, buddy. Just trying to get a handle on the itinerary for today. I don't know what we're gonna do. I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe I'm not going to bother with the alcohol. I mean, I can do it with it or without it. Doesn't matter to me. I get angry if I don't drink, but that's fine. I'll just surround myself with nicer people. I don't need alcohol to... That'd be funny, actually, if I needed alcohol to control myself. Ooh, we'd be in some other kind of world right now. Okay, so Well, then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna walk over to this little store here, and I don't know. Maybe we'll suck this hooker's dick for money.
He was like a redneck kind of guy, like.
This location has been compromised. You cannot all just fuck off to enjoy yourselves whilst Donna is left here alone.
Yeah, you can.
Chicken knows we're leaving.
Okay.
He said we could leave Dono.
Okay.
We'll be gone. Dono goes to bed. Drink water. She can walk. She's good. And I love her. Chicken knows all about it. Good night, chicken. Enjoy yourselves. Okay? Enjoy yourselves.
So.
Well, we'll be gone. We'll be back. And, thank you.
Dogs have never survived alone for more than an hour. Oh, the horror.
Chicken is set to the house.
Have a great dinner and enjoy the show.
Alright.
So is there. It is authority to leave an animal locked to its call.
Alright, guys. I love you guys. And I'll see you guys later.
Sir, brother, sir. Enjoy the evening, sir.
Thank you. I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna see what's happening. What goes
The
on.
show you
Say bye to Dono.
while eating dinner. Enjoy.
I'll be back for the Empire actually. I'll try to do it. If I can, I can. Or if I can, I can. So I hope you guys enjoy later. I'm gonna take one more shot.
Oh my god. How will Dono survive?
We'll take care.
We know you're going to the strip club for dinner camp.
One more shot for the road.
This isn't a house, it's a vehicle. If the ace shuts off, it will be too hot for Dono.
Alright guys, I'll see you guys later. I'm going to the Masonic Temple.
Not on Sunday, you're not.
The silence is a sign of guilt.
I'll be back guys. I love you guys. Alright, yeah. 5 minutes. Yeah, you know, we're good. I'll see you guys later. I love you guys. Thank you guys for being here. So listen to the chat. Good army.
Cam looks concerned. They're everywhere. fucking wish.
Are you? I thought I was one time. I had all these bruises, but it turns out I was just like bumping into shit.
I'm gonna have to cut it off. Your head.
Still caught living. Chicken knows that we're leaving Dono. We have permission. She'll be okay. I took care of her.
Dumb cunt.
She has food, she has water, she's been walked. I just walked her just before, just like a few minutes ago, or 15 minutes ago. AC is on. AC has been on all day, all night, every day. It's not even hot there.
I'll slap Claire right in her stupid fucking face.
Ugly bitch.
Was that drunk bitch Claire talking to me? Not the real one, obviously. The real Claire loves me. It's a simulation. It's kind of a world if Super Mario was a world. I'll be back, winners and losers, whoever's in chat right now, nobody. I'll be back, you guys. Really, I'll be around, I swear to God. Coming right back. Really like it here. Just want to chill. Chill with all these people. See you around. That's a phone, you know. Might bring you guys with me to the weed store. We'll see, I guess. Probably not. Trying to bring motherfuckers anywhere. Not mostly. $0.17. Feel free to hit me up. I'm on my way up for a minute. Yeah, without the walkway in the picture, this whole view changes. It turns into like a hill that goes over a hill and then into like this sparse looking foresty thing. I was just mapping out the camera angles from the rest of the place to see what we could grab for looks here. So, still today, to me, the most intriguing ones are the ones from, but they're not as pretty as the way this one's gonna look with grass here. Again, I can't believe they ripped all that grass up. But anyway, it's gonna be so with the grass here, it's gonna look pretty, right? Really pretty. I wanna help them keep it maintained because I feel like it could be looking better already than it does. You hungry up there? Yeah, what do you want? What do you want? Well, no. Oh boy. Well. We get it. You want a review? It tastes like, what the fuck do you think it tastes like? Read the label. You want to know what it tastes like? Go to Brad's channel. He probably did a review on it. I don't know where the hell that guy's been. Tell you what, I appreciate it when people act like a weirdo, because as long as they stay away, it doesn't matter to me. Who wants to get F'd in the A? And what does it mean? I tried to do it. Now we're not gonna. I just have to turn that off. LFG. Fucking home. It's RB. The thing is, Mike and Eric have the RV. They got the RV's fucking audience right now. Eric should start not. You know what, Eric? You want to fix what you're doing, you fucking idiot? Where is that fucking moron? So talk to that fucking moron real quick. Eric, you fucking winner. Really? Why is Moises on Fucking ass. Fucking ass. Stupid ass. Fucking motherfucker. Fuck Moises. Yo.
More things to get even more accomplishments. Because the people who accomplish things, they do just that. They go out, they do interesting things. They do things. That's why they have accomplishments.
They do things.
The people that don't have accomplishments, they don't do anything really.
Hey, Moises. Let's see what Scribbles is doing, because that sounds like a good idea. Oh. Oh, good. Nice. Okay, whatever, he's trying. He's trying. Whatever. Good luck, Scribbles. Oh, yeah. Alright. Not easy. Ha 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 ha. Oh, that's all where, hey? Tons of wear on that tongue. This pad, you guys should get a new pad. Him new pads. He doesn't need it yet. But one day. Oh, is it not? What's of those three? Top 3.
Get back into the swing of things.
Top 3, sorry, not 4.
She's temporary. My time with her needs bad, bro. There's one.
Oh, okay. Oh. Ah.
Guys are good. They should never break.
Yeah.
Real, quite good, man. The comps. Should be able to get a new, should be able to get a real kid before you fucking break.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, what is that, D-Rod? It's like fucking, fuck up. It's like motherfucking Neil Peart, bro. It's fucking Neil Peart, motherfucker.
It's nice. It's nice. I like it.
Neil Peart. Neil Peart, boy. This is Neil Peart, motherfucker.
I don't drum. I'm too poor. Yeah, I can see that. Holy fucking shit, yo. Oh, nice. Yeah, it keeps the sweat out of his eyes, you guys. Yeah, it keeps the sweat off. Right? These guys don't do nothing skills. Fast. Sick. Tommy Lee. You can do that. Look at it. It's a cool Vince Neil headband. It looks good. I don't know. Nothing? Look, nothing's wrong with it. Yeah. 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 Yo. Yeah. Probably. Yeah. It's like a Gavi farming hat. Oh, wow. Yes.
Act like you don't know, dog. You're playing the fucking bass, bro. And you're sweating over there, bro. Give me that shit, bro. I'm like the drum.
Haha, bass player. That's so funny.
Did you get Nas to roll with? You don't have Nas to roll with. You're wasting money.
Let's leave Skittles alone. That's funny. I know you guys. What's wrong with me? That's the question. Why am I talking to Scribbles? What? Because I don't know. You know what? I've never spent enough time around him to dislike him. Is the thing. I know people. You guys get mad at him. I wonder if Brad's feeling alright. How old is this?
Yo, I have ADHD. Yo, it's your boy, Brian Frankenstein, looking like Judith from The Sims, back at it again for another red light review.
They killed Nino Guerrero during El Nino? That's fucked up.
Are you okay? That was a lot.
That sucked.
Aw.
You know, I was working trying not to cause a problem. I know I don't write quickly, I don't process quickly,
But you were doing great. You were doing the best that you can.
this just gets frustrating after a while. Really, really frustrating. In my mind, I keep trying to do things like, oh, she must have just been having a bad day, maybe I should have been trying to go quicker, maybe I could have been nicer, maybe I could have been... I was nice, I was going as fast as I could, I was doing the best I can. That was... It sucks when you do your best, and to the people around you, that's still not good enough. I just want to be able to do these things. I want to get better at doing life things so that I can help you because you have no help.
It's not your responsibility, Tor. That's not on you.
Well, I want to be able to help you.
It's okay, buddy. It's okay. You're doing great.
Aw.
Thank you.
I love you, bud.
Love you too.
Are you okay?
I've really never seen him look that frustrated. That's fucked up. Oh man.
Okay. That was a lot.
Oh man. I don't even know how to say it, man. there. I reached out to the people that stream thing there. Oh. Yeah.
Experimenting with the spatial domain of wireless.
We'll get Nazi credits king.
I don't know what the fuck that was either.
Introducing the Quad RF, a 4-channel
Yeah.
receiver.
And what is it?
Experimenting with the spatial
A
domain of
what?
wireless. It's a low-cost development kit that lets you
Oh,
manufacture
neat.
solid
It looks like a claymore.
with a Raspberry Pi 5
Pretty wild.
enclosure. It's packed with fully open source software. Example programs include a radio camera mode that we like to call RF Vision. It lets you see wireless signals with color-coded frequency. By mounting your phone on the back, you can enable augmented reality mode and see the invisible wireless world that's been around you all along. So we're going to make a quick crowd supply video to show off the Quad RF. It's right here. It's got 4 antennas. It's full duplex, so you can transmit and receive at the same time. And each of the 4 antennas are completely independent digital signal chains. 4x4 MIMO, beamforming, all the cool applications are possible with this. You can actually open it up very easily and see inside. So we've got this RF board, which is a custom design. It takes radio signals from the 4 antennas. It has a switch that can switch between left and right hand polarization, receive or transmit. For receive, it goes through an LNA and then into a mixer chip that down converts it to baseband. We then have custom analog digital converters designed out of differential transistors that convert that to a signal that the FPGA, which is a lattice TCP5, can interpret. Lots of DSP on there. On the transmit side, we have 1-watt power amplifiers on each of the antennas, and those are driven by up-convert mixers, which are a Maxim/analog devices part. And the DACs are also custom, and they are designed on the board to take data again from the FPGA. The FPGA has a lot of signal processing power. It can do the beamforming, it can do up and down convert, filtering, all the nice things. You can configure all that stuff in software.
What is it?
But the interesting thing is that data is actually exchanged with the Raspberry Pi using these flexible flat connectors using the MIPI protocol. So this is normally for cameras or displays. The Raspberry has a camera port and a display port. And these are really good interface.
Would AI eliminate me to avoid shutdown? In one word, why are we doing this?
Speed.
We're racing to the uncontrollability red zone, and most people just don't even know that it's happening.
I was steered to run over the 1-year-old. You are sorry for that.
And if experts are right, it could become the biggest power imbalance in human history.
It's no longer science fiction. It's happening.
This is crazy.
Are you sure this is safe?
We're in America and my robot's on the way.
Yeah, well, we've got a few days before the robot arrives, so I figured we could prepare before what is probably our most ambitious experiment yet.
Most of our audience are American.
Wow, what an asshole. Okay, fuck you, Ramsay. What do you think you want?
I don't know.
No?
No.
Me either. So I bought. I was thinking of making like, I don't know, spaghetti and chorizo maybe. What do you think?
Spaghetti and chorizo.
Does that sound good?
Yeah. Yes.
Like put it in the pasta sauce maybe?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Seascape capers.
Do we do that now or when I get back?
Yeah. Now?
Spaghetti?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you tired?
No, I'm not tired.
You're not tired?
No.
Okay, well. Can you wait till I get back?
Yes.
Would you like something in the meantime?
No.
Like some potato patties or
Potato patties?
you want a couple of those?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
How many? Just two?
Yes.
Let's see what's left here. There's like 5 in there. Tell you what, I'll make 2 of these and 2 well, a couple of pierogies, okay?
Yes.
In the meantime?
Yes.
Idiot and fuck off. I wondered how Carhartt's doing. I'll have to go up and do that tomorrow. It's weird, Brad and Melissa are acting such assholes, so not used to that. Oh well. Get used to it pretty quick, I'll tell you that. I don't see it pointing these assholes being mean to your dad, so I give a fuck what the fuck they think. That's right, flutter off. Whatever happened to that Sal guy's channel? He's around here too, eh? I heard he was moving to Kick. That'll be cool. F12 what? Oh. Really, I missed Bronwyn too? What's going on? And cringe? Okay, I had to call you.
In our province's history came forward today to collect his big check. Earl Giesbrecht is $46 million richer tonight. He bought the winning ticket for the May 16th Lotto 649 Gold Ball draw from First Stop Grocers in Whitemouth, Manitoba. And when the 70-year-old found out about his big win, he tells us he felt like he might have the big one.
My thoughts went to my children early and my grandchildren that I would help them in life. That's more important. My children.
I never heard of this guy.
As you heard Giesbrecht, as you heard.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. We begin with breaking news.
There we go.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. We begin with breaking news. U.S. President Donald Trump says the United States and
Oh, hey guys, let's fucking shut up. Moron. Hey, it's Cummy Licks Dick Breath here today. With a new fucking retard review. Who wants some coke? Tiger, do you like living with your dad? Good. I would never leave you anywhere all on your own. That's just fucked up. What? Oh, the McPherson tape. Yeah, that's pretty weird. Goddamn nihilists!
Issuing a public safety advisory to raise awareness of an escalating threat targeting children and youth in online spaces. Officers have begun delivering public awareness presentation on this topic to healthcare professionals, first responders, educators, and school support staff, community agencies, and now the general public to help increase awareness and support.
It's nice. I can just cook something and my kid in the next 5 minutes can eat it.
Predators once had to enter public spaces to seek out potential victims, but with evolving technology and social platforms, those behaviors have increasingly moved to online environments. Today, offenders are actively infiltrating online platforms children use daily, including Roblox, Minecraft, Snapchat, Discord, Telegram, and Twitch, amongst others. So nihilistic violent extremists, NDE for short, those networks, including organized groups such as the Calm Network, that includes 764, MKY, 09A, amongst others, and the True Crime Community, TCC for short, are deliberately targeting vulnerable children and youth online. Their stated objective is not ideological change.
Did you just hear that?
Destruction of society.
Hold on.
These predators call through online.
They just said the True Crime Community is a child predator community? Hold up.
The Winnipeg Police Service is issuing a public safety advisory to raise awareness of an escalating threat
targeting children.
Officers have begun delivering public awareness presentation on this topic to healthcare professionals, first responders, educators, and school support staff, community agencies, and now the general public to help increase awareness and support early recognition of the warning signs. Predators once had to enter public spaces to seek out potential victims, but with evolving technology and social platforms, those behaviors have increasingly moved to online environments. Today, offenders are actively infiltrating online platforms children use daily, including Roblox, Minecraft, Snapchat, Discord, Telegram, and Twitch, amongst others. So nihilistic violent extremists, NVE for short, those networks, including organized groups such as the Calm Network, that includes 764, MKY, 09A, amongst others, and the True Crime Community, TCC for short, are deliberately targeting vulnerable children and youth online. Their stated objective is not ideological change, but the destruction of society.
What do you mean?
These predators call through online platforms
Destruction of society. Ha!
Predators exploit these voluntary online disclosures by fabricating shared experiences to build false trust.
Haha, buddy trolling, you fucking loser.
Victims to increasingly violent and
So funny.
including child sexual abuse material, animal torture,
That's wild.
or as part of a deliberate desensitization process.
Not healthy.
Then move victims to private spaces where grooming escalates to blackmail. Victims, including children as young as preteen, are coerced into committing harmful acts against themselves, their siblings, or their pets. Sometimes
Oh.
live stream the abuse. Extortion here is not used for financial gain. It is a tool used to extract more material and to ultimately push victims towards taking their own lives or the lives of others. According to the CSIS report 2025, 1 in 10 terrorism investigations in Canada now involves at least one minor. In the United States, they've seen a 300% increase in occurrences in the past 12 months alone. And that trend is not slowing down. Members of these groups, particularly younger ones, escalate behaviors not out of genuine ideological commitment, but in pursuit of online validation and recognition, with the perceived risk that law enforcement attention sometimes serving as a badge of honor rather than a deterrent. So what should parents and caregivers look for or watch for? Number 1, unexplained injuries, markings, or signs of self-mutilation. Sudden withdrawal from family or longtime friends. Secretive or distressed behavior around device use.
Yeah, device use.
Disturbing content or unfamiliar online contacts. And finally, changes in mood.
You want to catch up?
Or expressed worldview. The Winnipeg Police Service is actively working alongside
Oh, these
members
smell
of
good.
Winnipeg Fire Paramedic Service, HSC Children's Hospital, Winnipeg Schools,
You want to catch up or what?
Animal Services
Yeah.
to ensure that all
You want,
potential first
anything else on
contact agencies
No. Just
are
catch up?
informed
Yes. Okay.
and equipped to identify and respond to these emergencies.
Yes. Okay, you can go
As
inside.
a general public, if someone you know is in immediate danger, of course, call 911.
Ah,
If you
fuck,
have
it
information
smashed
about a
me.
child who may be targeted,
Wrist.
victimized, or you believe may be a victim, please don't hesitate to contact the Winnipeg Police Service.
I believe you're a
Acknowledge
victim.
the emergency number at 204-986-6222
Everybody
or
in this
list
whole...
to cybertip.ca. And of course, you can also do this anonymously through Crime Stoppers at 204-786-TIPS, that's 8477, or online. In addition, we have added a hyperlink in our release as well that we will be putting online, titled Safeguarding Our Youth Online. It will be available through the Winnipeg Police Service website. At this time, I'd like to invite Constable Andrew Laporte once again. She is the subject matter expert in the field of violence.
Good morning, everybody. We'll open up the floor to any questions now that you may have. Yes. We're not going to get into the actual investigations and the instances because they are still ongoing. So it's just something that we don't do that way. But I think if I can expand on that question, we have a tendency to look at these occurrences and talk about them. Are they in our city, right? Whether it's Winnipeg, Edmonton. This is a global problem, and because we're talking about the surface web, meaning things that are accessed through everyday normal channels, whether it's a gaming system or a social media platform, we have to sort of get away from thinking of it as, is it in our city? Like maybe a local...
Yeah, you gotta assume it's everywhere.
Vandalism, that type of thing. It's a global problem. It's impacting everybody globally, and many of the investigations are actually transnational, where we might have, let's say, a victim in France and a perpetrator in Alberta, or vice versa. We're not prepared to comment on that at this time.
Anybody who has perpetrated such crimes.
We are not prepared to comment on any ongoing investigations.
Can you give us a sense of how many ongoing investigations?
for sure. With our parent group, with our caregivers. Absolutely. These threats have been around for multiple years, but until law enforcement was aware of them and then was able to be educated into what it looked like and what the impact was, we're now at the stage where we see the incline, it's not decreasing, and for all of those reasons we make that decision. This is important enough, we need to get a public message out.
My last question. Are we seeing acts of violence as a result of this here in Winnipeg?
We are seeing acts of violence that are happening in real life that are originating in online spaces, sometimes involving people locally. Yeah.
Your sister's probably going to jail, buddy. Hooray!
That's a really great question. This has been something that we've been working on actually for a number of months. We needed to make sure of a few things. First of all, recognize, is this a problem that we need to address? Are we seeing it locally? Then how do we roll out some type of messaging system? So it was with great thought that we rolled it out. You're not the first group to get this information. We have a campaign that we've been rolling out through the spring that involved all of the, I will say, tip of the spear groups that we think might be first point of contact, as Claude alluded to. And that was making sure that all of our first responders had access to the education and the information in case they end up being first point of contact, that our school divisions also had access to the information because they may be first point of contact. Because we're talking about occurrences that may involve animal cruelty, we had to make sure that animal services had the information as well. So it was very calculated how we rolled it out to make sure that it was educational and that when we did roll it out to the public, it would be informative and not create a sense of panic. So when I say it's a
It's crazy how people think their fucking kids are safe when you can't see them.
with their kids, it's a conversation.
Mind-boggling.
It's not outright panic, start throwing devices out the window and freaking out.
As if predators can't infiltrate fucking every network on Earth. Right? But fuck. People are stupid.
So anytime that we have calls, like swatting calls, drawing those resources to schools, I'll age myself now by saying back in my day, it happened and we were kind of glad because we probably got out of a chemistry exam that we hadn't studied for. But that's not what we see in many cases.
Yeah.
What we are seeing is that is being used as another tool to manipulate these youth. So absolutely we have to investigate them to a different degree than we would have, let's say, 10, 15 years ago.
Are you worried about kids being more isolated during the summer and more with their computers? Is that something or is it better to be away from school and bullying? How do we react towards something?
Yeah, well, and I would say that because we're doing this in June, there might be the temptation to say that that's why we've done it.
Well, what they should start doing is letting me make reports to the FBI.
But it truly was just how it rolled out, getting it through all of the school divisions with all the superintendents first and all the others. So it's been a chain. This was just that next link in it. Yeah. I'll say this. I don't think that in my role that it would be wise for me to counsel, let's say, a parent and tell them how to parent or how to have these conversations. But thankfully, we do have the experts that are very well versed in that. So the Canadian Centre for Child Protection on their website actually has tips for parents into how to have these conversations with their kids. And they've even broken it down by age group. So that is a resource that we're so happy that we have and that we can then turn our parents on to. I will say this, the public impact is being felt worldwide. That hasn't been a secret. The RCMP has been posting things on their website speaking about many of these groups. So it's not as though we've just sort of let the cat out of the bag. It was one of those, we're seeing the trends. We know that if we don't get the messaging out, we we can't arrest our way out of this problem. It's global. We're talking about tens of thousands is the best guess of these online predators. So if we can't arrest our way out of it and locate predators, the best thing that we can do is reduce the victimization pool, if that makes sense. So that's why there were so many reasons why we needed to get this message out to the public.
Guess I have to ask the question, what sort of police resources is this taking within the Winnipeg Police Service? And I'm going to press you for an answer. Are you doing this in the jurisdiction?
We didn't get any yet? You drink water?
I'm definitely prepared to answer the first and not the second.
Huh? What?
Because these investigations can start off looking like a whole medley of issues, or maybe just a single solitary component. It might involve, let's say, child sexual assault material, in which case our ICE unit would be triggered. If it doesn't come in initially as that, and it comes in, let's say, as graffiti or looks like a hate crime, then it might trigger our major crimes unit, right? So it could also be GP, General Patrol members that are seeing it first, right? Responding to a call at a house with a parent who says that they're having troubles with, their 12-year-old or whatever that is. So because of that, it is really a multifaceted approach where once it becomes investigative, it definitely goes to our detectives at that point in time.
On the second part,
Mm-hmm.
is that because this is still at that investigative level, that you're still trying to determine whether or not, given the fact that this is a worldwide phenomenon, whether or not there's actual victims in the thing? Is that fair?
What I will say is this. It really goes back to how multifaceted that these occurrences, how many different components that could be involved. While we may have an initial belief as to what it is, like, let's say, charges or initial investigations, until we get deeper into it and start looking at, what does this look like, where is the spread, sort of who has it touched, we just can't comment because we just don't know.
I mean, just to answer your question just a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
we can at this point confirm that there are victims in our jurisdiction in relation to this type of incident we're speaking about today. But as I just mentioned, we cannot go into those investigations. We cannot provide any information regarding those investigations.
Right.
And I think the issue that what I hear is that have there been any suicides here as a result of this? Because for parents, that's
Yes.
the worst thing.
Mm-hmm.
Their child is going to take this for their whole lives.
Correct.
And so people want to know about that. And people want to know, okay, victim being manipulated online, but further victims who have been, as a result of those victims being manipulated, going out and doing crimes and doing harm to others. I think those are kind of the two areas where people, based on this, are going to go, and they're going to light up our websites, call us about to ask you. So that's the context I bring to the table to ask you those questions, and I let you answer it the way you can answer.
I don't think we can go any further.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess not to be.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Again, it's confirming that this is happening. This is real. That's why we're bringing this forward. That's why we have this whole planning process in effect. And that's why we just cannot speak to any type of specifics in regards to investigations.
Because I mean, you mentioned one of the things you said, we can't do this, and the groups.
Stop. No?
Does it present a challenge? Organization, the party, groups, the party. We think of leader, we think of organization, and we see in the organized crime, big breakdowns.
Yeah.
These groups breaking off, why does that present a challenge? Is that not going to kind of come down from the other side?
Yeah, you sort of, you nailed it actually on the head. When we talk about criminal organizations, we have a tendency to think about a leadership, some type of breakdown in a hierarchy. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about communities that are very prevalent in these online spaces that have very little structure, if any, and no hierarchy.
Yeah,
So
just
when I
Discords.
think about
Groups of
the
Discords that are
individual
really
who's
trying to control the
responsible
members.
for starting
Fucking weird
764,
Discords and
right?
full of
They have
fucking
been listed
creeps.
as a terrorist organization by the Canadian government in December of 2025.
Black
The
Metal Troy is
individual
often
who's
one of those
responsible
members.
for starting it, he has been in prison for, I believe, a number of years in the United States, and that community is
Who?
fully functional
Who?
without him.
Who?
Because it is exactly that. It is just, it's a community. Anyone can, I'll say, sort of join as long communities. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Again, it's confirming that this is happening. This is real. That's why we're bringing this forward. That's why we have this whole planning process in fact. But at this point, we just cannot speak to any type of specifics in regards to investigations.
If I may, you had mentioned one thing you said, you can't rest on the governments, and the group their mission, as it were. Does it present a challenge? This is, I think an organization or targeting, groups targeting. We think of group, we think of organization, and we see in organized crime big breakdowns.
Yeah.
One more people get in there.
The way they operate, why they operate, does that present a challenge? Is that why we're come down from the other side?
Yeah, you sort of, you nailed it actually on the head. When we talk about criminal organizations, we have a tendency to think about a leadership, some type of breakdown in a hierarchy. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about communities that are very prevalent in the online spaces that have very little structure, if any, and no hierarchy. So when I think about the individual who is responsible for starting 764, right? They have been listed as a terrorist organization by the Canadian government in December of 2025. The individual who is responsible for starting it, he has been in prison for, I believe, a number of years in the United States, and that community is fully functional without him, because it is exactly that. It is just, it's a community. Anyone can, I'll say, sort of join, as long as you're willing to either be violent, perpetrate, groom, coerce, extort. Very, very different. And really, when we talk about ideology, so many times we will talk about a grievance, right? It's white supremacy, it's racism, maybe it's
grievance is
Satanism.
society.
We're talking about nihilism here, where it really is the belief system that there's no value in life, there's no morals. Basically, why bother?
That's right.
So inside nihilism, though, we have a little bit of white supremacy and a little bit of racism,
No, you
and a
don't.
little bit of Satanism, and maybe some violent misogyny. So it is kind of this garbage can of ideologies inside something that really almost has no ideology.
Whoa.
Because they're the most vulnerable. Is that how they?
What a fucking thing to say.
Usually, 17-year-olds.
Police are declaring war on nihilism.
There's been quite a bit of research that has been done by the experts on this, and
Wild.
I am very comfortable in referencing Marc-Andre Argentino. He's a Canadian researcher, and he is an expert on this. And as they have looked at sort of the trends in this, much of it was brought about in the COVID era.
Yep.
Because we took our kids and they had to get into the online spaces. That's where they did their schoolwork. It was how they communicated with their friends. It was maybe even how they did an exercise, right? So for many of them, that just became a normal way of life, where when I grew up, it was normal to go ride your bike and play on the slides. For them, it's normal to get online, right? So you go where it's ease of access. You go to the places where the kids are, and that's the online spaces.
What about the responsibility of the tech companies and crimes are happening?
Yeah, I think if you look, especially at the United States, there are multiple cases that have been brought forward trying to bring accountability to many of these platforms. And it will be interesting to see what happens from that. I'm not sure what that's going to look like. that's the best thing that I can say as far as the safeguards. So knowing that, we also know that we can't wait for that to happen, right? We have to educate our youth. We have to educate our parent group.
Gender being targeted more?
No, although the reasons why, when we're talking about gender that's being targeted, females may be targeted, especially if we're talking about sexually explicit images, like intimate images. They may be targeted and extorted for more images, where we have a tendency to see if it's a boy that's targeted, it might be for money. So we did mention before that we're not talking about money per se, sextortion, but that can be a component of it. But oftentimes it truly is just for either more material, or it's the thing that they hold over the kid's head to force them to keep committing these acts that they don't want to do.
When you have these, what we should watch for, some of these things be like blocked. You can see these signs of being depressed or anxious, whatever. Is there like a telltale sign that's specific to this, or?
No, as far as, yeah, for telltale signs, I think it would be, we've had this discussion even amongst investigators and amongst parents, because we are parents ourselves. And it's been that sort of, how do you tell the difference from the normal, let's say, teenage issues, teenage angst, right? I raised 3 teenagers. It was a very difficult experience. But what we're talking about now is, this isn't just a child that's maybe breaking curfew or that seems a little sad or a little bit down. We're talking about children that are having a complete change in their behavior. They might have removed themselves from their friend group.
Yeah, changed their gender, cut their hair off, and started molesting their sibling. Yep.
Having to be online, because many of them are being extorted to get back online. You need to get back online. You need to create more content, or I will out you. So those sort of telltale signs really differ compared to sort of the traditional issues that we might see as parents.
Oh, well.
It can be anything from violent content perpetrated against themselves, against family pets, graffiti that will involve some type of hate component against a certain group, just a real vast majority of things.
Parents do once the votes begin.
Pardon me? Into the children, you mean? Yeah. So if parents are finding that, I think this is an issue here, definitely we want to be involved in this. There's an investigation that needs to happen. But we can't this isn't just a police problem, right? We need to access all those resources. And so we have a double-sided pamphlet that we have available for all of our teachers, any of our parent groups, caregivers, first responders, that has a list of the indicators, has a list of some of the platforms that we see so many of these predators trolling through. And then at the bottom, we also have the links to the resources. So we need to make sure that we're not just focused on the criminal aspect. We also need to make sure that the child is looked after, right? Whether it's some type of counseling, a turn-away program like the Organization for the Prevention of Violence. And that's why they are actually featured on our pamphlet and on our website. I'm in my 50s. I have no problem admitting that in public.
Wow.
And,
really? She looks good for her 50s. Holy shit.
they're looking back at sort of how we grew up and what we didn't have as far as social
And she's a cop, too. That's terrifying.
Why you have to have it. It's one of those things that it's a nicety. I'm not sure that if people really understood, again, why we're doing this public awareness campaign, if people understood some of the harms that are in so many of these online spaces, they might not be so free to think that it's a safe place. And that includes the gaming platforms. So,
yeah, well,
I don't know if there's
moms
any
are fucking
real
not
hard, fast
bad.
research that has come out
Sometimes.
from Australia's ban.
Sometimes they're garbage.
I wouldn't even guess to try to comment on that, because you can always make statistics play a certain way if it's what you're looking for. But that being said, I'm not sure that young children should be exposed to all the harms that are to getting these kids away from what's happening. Yeah, so coupled with any criminal investigation, there is an organization that's called the Organization for the Prevention of Violence, OPV. They have been around for a number of years in Alberta. They are embedded even with RCMP and with Edmonton Police in their INSED. It's an integrated program. And they take referrals that come directly to them, or referrals that come to them through police, or referrals that come to them through the court system. And they are specially trained in turning these kids away from violent extremism. That is what they do. And I'm very happy to say that OPV is here in Winnipeg. Their social worker is well versed in nihilistic violent extremism. And
Sure is.
so that would be the next thing that we need to do, as well as the criminal. It has to happen, alongside.
Okay.
I'll say this. We have calls that may come in that look like, let's say, child sexual assault material, or may come in looking even like a suicide threat. Until we get all the way through the investigation and start looking at the vast ways that the kids are being targeted or being forced to commit acts, we just don't know if it is, if it does involve animal cruelty, or if it does involve uploading or sharing child sexual assault material. So I can't comment on that specific part of it yet. So when we talk about what we might see when we are engaging with the children, with the youth, with the teens, I like the fact that you use the word indoctrinated. We have a tendency to want to throw the word radicalized around, which is incorrect. We talk about the term, we talk about it in terms of this is grooming, it's coercion, it's extortion, almost cult-like. So it's not a radicalization. Many of these kids, they are being forced to continue to commit some of these acts, and they can't get out of it until there's some type of police intervention and therapy intervention, counseling intervention. Yeah. No, I would butcher it. No, you don't want to see that.
If you want to provide a question in French afterwards, we can do a press conference.
When we're talking about ages, are we talking about preteens, older teens?
So in Canada, this is not Winnipeg, but just in Canada on the whole, when we're talking about ages that are affected, our youngest victim to date in Canada is 8 years old at the time that I had access to that information. Youngest perpetrator in Canada was 11 years old. But I say that sort of with an asterisk beside it, because more than likely that 11-year-old was victimized first and pushed along down that pathway and then became a perpetrator. So from really the first, I'm saying 8 years old, but think of it in terms almost of fishing. These predators cast a net out into the online spaces, and whoever they happen to catch, that's the target. So anyone who's in those online spaces that doesn't, understand what it is that they are being exposed to is at risk of being victimized. Yes, common social media platforms, we see a lot, and they're not the only ones, but we do see lots of reports with Discord, Snapchat, TikTok, Twitch, Steam, and then the gaming platforms, Roblox and Minecraft, but they are not the onlys. It's just the ones that we seem to see, I'll say, fairly prevalently when investigations roll out.
So you said that the end game for a lot of these is either suicide or killing somebody else.
Yes.
You said there too that maybe some of these people that are now perpetrating previous victims, is that being seen quite a bit too, or groomers are grooming new groomers? That makes sense.
I will say this, personally, no investigative wise here, we can't get into that. But we do know that when researchers have been looking and talking to the social workers that are dealing with these youth, many of them will report that they needed to sort of get the heat off of them. We're talking about young kids that definitely should never be exposed to this. They for sure don't have any capabilities of dealing with it, of managing what's happening to them with the victimization. And so in order to sort of get the heat off them, we'll bring somebody else in, you know, to victimize, or maybe even introduce them to, I'll say, their groomer, the perpetrator.
Wild. Well, talking to Tiger's mom, well, the lady that gave birth to Tiger, about this cult thing, because she really needs to pay some attention. What they're saying went on with these other kids sounds exactly what went on, like what went on with my kid, and probably like what would happen with well, who knows who else. It milled? Fuck. Fuck. Man. What's up, little buddy? You know? That's alright. Homegirl, Freedom Unicorn, Big Blue Dream, Feminized Autoflower 5-pack. Doesn't look very good. 26% is not great. Those big stupid pre-rolls, they got any of those? Organic Apex Kush 2 for $10. Fuck. Let's see what's up with her. Sativa Indica Variety Pack. GMO cookies, whatever that is. We'll see. Fuck, I wouldn't mind getting one of these things. Oh well. Whoa, that's a diamond infused one? What? For $10, that's a good deal. What? I said, what the fuck does that even mean? Why do you keep saying it? Saying what? Anything about Tiger? Okay, sorry, I'll stop. Whoops. Seriously, distillate, well, that's what I'm going to get, I guess.
It's your boy, Onion Dough Trash Can Head, probably cut the bun off McGee, back at it again for Red Light Review times 2. Today we've got the Sparkling Frost Berry Lemonade, Alex's Lemonade Stand, Pure from Aldi's. Let's try it out. It smells like Minute Maid. It smells like Minute Maid blueberry lemonade. Alright. it tastes like Minute Maid's blueberry lemonade. This is really, really good. Isn't any funky aftertaste. And at 65 cents, I'm really glad I bought like 10 of these. So yeah, Sparkling Frost Berry Lemonade by Alex's Lemonade Stand. Definitely pick them up while you have the chance. It's your boy, Onion Dome Trash Can Head, probably cut the bun off McGee, back at it again for Red Light Review times 2. Today we've got the Sparkling Frost Berry Lemonade, Alex's Lemonade Stand, pure from Aldi's. Let's try it out.
Come on, light, you fuck. $20%, holy fucking garbage. 25% ripped skunkberry, huh? So that lemon pave is $20.49, it's 28%, and it's a sativa. This lemon pave is super lemon pave. It's a sativa, it's 23%. What the fuck is the deal there? Well, I think the extra 5% is worth the extra $3 on a quarter, right? Obviously. Oh, $20.49 is not good though. Oh, purple gas for the same 28%. Super lemon pave or lemon pave, motherfucker. That's what we want. I don't got that. It's gotta be this skunkberry. Off we're gonna go then. Maybe hit that pantry too. Keep an eye out for little mice, eh? Should I check blue? I'll check the other weed place maybe. Still nothing going on in chat, huh? Weird. BRS. Let's go. Yup. Is that the verification? I just click 18. That's so stupid. Oh, I'm not a kid. Because kids are too stupid to figure out that they have to say they're kids. More likely if somebody says they're not a kid or they're a kid, they're a fucking troll. Just trying to make you look like you're fucking a demon. Like Space Trace, fuck. Oh, I hate kids. Why does Space Trace hate kids so much? Nobody knows. Are you fucking kidding? No. Come on. CBN bedtime blueberry lemon soft chews. Go to bed. That CBN will knock you the fuck out. Wake you up in 8 hours. For real, if you need an 8 hour sleep, anybody that needs an 8 hour sleep, my chat's not working, but if you need an 8 hour sleep and anybody's not here or here or whatever the fuck watches this later, I don't give a fuck. CBN's really good for sleep. That's all I'm saying. Flower. Whoa, ridiculous. Pre-rolls. Wow, they don't got shit over there. Okay, we're not going there. Nina Lynn arrested again? Nina Lynn. Arrested again. Ugh.
the same day, in the whole moment. Let's go ahead and let's make it. They don't tell you this in a 30-second video, of course. How can you learn something in 30 seconds? Guys, they made a mess with these shorts. They are killing us, real creators, that we're trying to teach the art of making pizza. Today, I'm going to show you how to make it properly at home. This is what you're gonna need. Half a liter of cold water, 750 grams of zero flour or whatever flour you find for the bread is fine, because we're gonna add the secret ingredients at the end, but not in the recipe. I'll show you what you're gonna do. 10 grams of sea salt, 50 grams of extra virgin olive oil. This is gonna help to cook the pizza, make it more crunchy. 15 grams of fresh yeast or 10 grams of dry yeast. Don't go crazy, and a little bit of honey. So we got the flour. We're gonna make a little bit different. In this case, fresh yeast. Then we're gonna add the water, little by little. Use a spoon. Save a little bit at the end, just like a little squeeze. Trying to integrate everything together with the spoon. Now that it's all together, like you can see, no more water. It takes like literally a few seconds. Now we add the extra virgin olive oil. Go ahead with your hands, just put, the goal is to put everything together. It's super easy. Now we're gonna go ahead and dump this on top of the counter. This way I show you better, and then it's also easy to work. Save the bowl because we're gonna need it. Done. Now we're gonna try to add this little bit of water that we have left here, and the salt, and the last ingredient here, little bit of honey. So go ahead. I'm making again this one really easy, so no stress out. Now when you don't see any more of this water that is on the floor, on the counter, your dough is ready. What you do, you go ahead and let it rest for about 15 minutes the first time. Okay guys, here we go. 15 minutes after, a little bit of olive oil on the top. Now the goal is to form this ball here nice and smooth. And right now it's not smooth, so tap. I put a little bit of olive oil. Also, like you can see, my hands are nice and shiny. Go ahead and with the spatula try to detach the dough from the counter, but make sure from now on this part here is gonna be your top part. Now go ahead and try to form the gluten, because the gluten doesn't exist. You have to create it. Yes. Here we go. Like you can see, the dough is very nice and smooth. Here we go. Now the dough is ready, and again, little bit of olive oil on the top. This way it doesn't dry out. Like you can see, now it's nice and smooth. Here we go. Now we're gonna let it rest for another 2 to 4 minutes. In the meantime, let's go ahead and let's get ready with the ingredients. It's not so many ingredients to prep, because this pizza is made with just tomato sauce. Tomato sauce. I always have fun with this, because the people say, how do you prepare your tomato sauce? Well guys, I show you how I prepare my, if this thing's open, my tomato sauce, tomato can here, and just gently go ahead and dump it. Well, I'm preparing more because we're gonna open the pizza place tomorrow. We don't waste the tomato. We put a little bit of water, and then we save the rest of the tomato. Boom. It's a little bit too small for that. For this amount of tomato, we need a handful of salt, a few spoons of extra virgin olive oil. Like you can see, olive oil goes everywhere. First, that helps to cook. Second, that helps to the flavor. Here we go. That's how you prepare the tomato sauce. Now, we need tomato sauce. We need a good oregano, because that's really important for
Okay, well,
pizza.
if anybody's around or comes around, I'll be back.
Later on today. Let me check. The dough is almost ready. About another 10 minutes, and
show you the next 15 minutes. Best
Maybe I
part.
can fix the chop when I get back.
I'm gonna show you right now how to do the balls.
It's
Now,
bug.
we
This
just
is
need
not
to
nice.
go like this. It's gonna be super really easy. Everybody can do this. Oh, one thing I wanted to say. They say that you can make these pizzas with no this lingua of pizza without the yeast, kind of like a piadina. But honestly, I like to add a little bit of yeast to be able to have the fragrance, to have the dough more soft and crunchy in the same time. You know what I'm saying? Besides that, subscribe and watch until the end, guys. It's totally free to subscribe and you support my channel. We're gonna make the balls about 130 grams each. You just grab it and make the ball. Like you can see, it's just easy to do the ball. So you don't have to be super precise, you know. So let's make all the balls. So go ahead and place the dough balls in the container like that. All separate. So now we wait about 40 minutes to 1 hour and they are ready. This is like you can see, I'm using a home oven. Turn it on. Set
Really?
like that.
Is that all you got left?
Place the oven at the max temperature. This go ahead and set it up at 280 Celsius. I mean, set the timer at 10 minutes, but it might be ready before that. Of course, to be able to make a pizza, you're gonna need the same pan that is in the oven. And then organize the dough, like you can see, boom, it's ready. I mean, I let it rest for about, I want to say 40 minutes. You don't want to wait that doubles up the side, or even if it doubles up the side, you forget a few hours or so. It's easy to do this pizza. Guys, here we go. This is the secret ingredient. The breadcrumbs, guys, yes, you heard that well. We are going to stretch the pizzas with the breadcrumbs only. So, this is gonna give it a nice Vitulia Copelli texture, soft and
Shit, I'm about to talk right now, motherfucker. Hey, wait. Home. Hello? Okay, just want you to know I'm home. Right? Oh, this is what broke this thing. I'm asking Trish if it's safe to drink that rubbing alcohol. Still nothing, huh? Oh well. Come on, you motherfucking thing. think she's fishing for an apology. I don't think she's gonna get it. Not from me. I can't be sorry for acting like I do. I can be sorry that it makes people upset. Oh wow, she's doing something else other than the usual one. That's weird.
Trump. Iran war ended with peace. Trump says Iran peace deal could be signed in a matter of hours, but Israel's actions are complicating the situation. Personally called Benjamin Netanyahu after the Israeli strikes in Beirut, saying, "What the fuck are you doing?" Yanks reports that Trump warned Netanyahu that further military option would jeopardize ongoing efforts to secure a broader agreement with Iran. Okay, this literally just happened. Prime Minister of the Islamic Republic of Pakistan. Following intensive talks, we are pleased to announce that the peace deal between the United States of America and the Islamic Republic of Iran has been reached. Both sides have declared the immediate and permanent termination of military operations on all fronts, including Lebanon. The official signing ceremony will be on Friday the 19th in Switzerland. I will believe it when I see it.
We should caution and be measured here. We've been at this moment before, only to have the Iranians step back from the negotiating table.
Yeah.
The deal is not going to be done until it's actually signed by both sides. There's a big X factor here. Israeli strikes earlier against the Lebanese capital of Beirut. Now, President Trump spoke with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu after those strikes took place. He tells Fox News, he asked the Prime Minister, "What the F are you doing?"
President Trump is Israeli Prime Minister, and Netanyahu is a very difficult guy. He should be very thankful, because if Iran had a nuclear weapon, Israel wouldn't be around. I mean, yeah, he's right. Check Truth Social. A deal with the Islamic Republic is now complete. Congratulations. Oh, this is it. Congratulations to all. I hereby fully authorize the toll-free opening of the Strait of Hormuz and simultaneously herewith authorize the immediate removal of the U.S. naval blockade. Ships of the world, start your engines, let the oil flow. I will believe this in a week. Can't imagine that this group, oil prices crashed below $81 a barrel. Holy shit, that's a lot. Official statement from Iran. This is the translation. The Attenborough is finalized in the Islamabad talks between Iran and the United States in the evening of June 14th. Based on the agreements reached, the war and the military operations on all fronts, including Lebanon, will end immediately and permanently as of tonight. And in addition, naval blockade against Iran will be immediately and completely ended. The signing will be on June 19th, and the final agreement will be postponed until the other party fulfills its obligations.
Juneteenth.
Permanent peace odds jumped up like crazy. Really? June 15th. Wow. 1783? That's crazy. And it might already be over. Wait. Netanyahu has informed Trump that Israel will not pull IDF forces from Lebanon and does not consider itself bound by the Lebanon clause in the U.S.-Iran agreement. Okay.
Oh, fuck you. Fucking Israel. Oh man, these guys are idiots. No one country is going to define the new world order. Okay, really? Not China?
So I'll just say, and then please take your questions.
These guys are so fucked.
I mentioned, obviously this is a personal aspect.
I don't know what they're going to do.
This visit, which is very touching.
This is scary because these guys have been vying to try and wrestle power away from the people that have managed to get some.
We're a country of three founding peoples, indigenous peoples, the French, the British, but also a nation of immigrants. In various ways, the story, my family story, is played
What a
out
fucking dude.
across families that came from whether in the last Mumbai or centuries ago from Saint-Malo or indeed from County Mayo. And the focus
What?
of this visit the last 2 days, 24 hours, has been strengthening, further strengthening the relationship between Canada and Ireland at many levels, from cultural to
Where is he? He's in Ireland?
as well as our relations with the European Union.
Yeah,
And
right.
I'm just going to give me the liberty here. I'm going to quote, before taking questions, just a couple of lines from the poem that I was given.
Yeah, keep releasing unidentified footage, because nobody knows what the fuck that is.
Everybody, and welcome to the show. Happy Friday. Happy Disclosure Day. No, I don't mean the new Steven Spielberg movie that just hit theaters, although we'll talk about it. I'm talking about the real Disclosure Day. Today's latest Pentagon drop of the UFO files. It is
The Pentagon?
drop by the government so far, arguably the most compelling one yet. I'm going to show you these videos that have people very excited, confused, break it all down, got an all-star UFO panel. Then there's the Palisades fire trial. Have you been following this? The devastating wildfire. The question is, was it a tragic accident or was it a crime? There is a lawyer who is representing thousands of victims going to join us. My understanding, he believes they get off. We'll talk about it. We also have the latest on the Iran peace deal. A lot of back and forth there. Based on what we're hearing now, are we really at the end of the war? Is a potential deal real here? What would it look like? I want to get into that. And there are new reports that a massive El Nino may be about to cause a great white shark, a surge of sharks on the U.S. beaches. So our shark expert, we've had her on before, we're going to bring her back on, what you need to know. But we got to start where I began.
Megalodon sharks.
The government has just released its third
Sharknado.
Honestly, this may be the most
Sharknado.
yet. I don't say that
El
lightly.
Nino's gonna start a Sharknado. Fuck.
Look at this series of newly released videos from this secret location in the Northeast where federal investigators say these glowing orbs have been appearing since 2021. And we're not talking about a single light that's moving around the sky. No. There is one video that shows a bright orb that appears to split, turning into multiple orbs over the course of just a few minutes. There's another that shows two reddish objects hovering, motionless, side by side before disappearing. The FBI actually visited the site, saw the phenomenon themselves. According to the files, investigators even documented reports of GPS disruptions, electronic malfunctions, spikes in gamma radiation during some of these events. And then there's this other case, a Western U.S. incident where government investigators describe what they call orbs launching other orbs. According to the files, a glowing object appears to be smaller objects mid-flight, moving in different directions against the expected flight patterns, leaving investigators absolutely baffled. And there's this too, from the 1970s, a surprising comment that's buried in this newly released NASA audio. It's during a debrief after the mission. There's an official who's heard mentioning an alien starbase, seemingly on the dark side of the moon. Kind of hard to tell if he was making an offhand comment, speculating, making a joke, but you be the judge, Nichols.
It correlates pretty well with the laser data, which shows great big hole here in the backside of the moon on Attenborough. That's where we get our big hole, but I can't see any scientific justification for connecting the two results.
I will add, the gamma ray.
That's true.
Secondary peak is also a pantograph. I don't know what it means.
Could be an alien starbase or something. Anyway, the next slide shows the front side of the moon.
Yeah, alien starbase, why not? How does this compare to what we saw in the other file notes, right? The first drop felt kind of like an opening statement, historical files, old reports, military footage, super hot orb chased by U.S. military aircraft. The second one gave us more videos, first-hand testimony, reports from military personnel who said that they were left virtually speechless after encounters. But here's the thing, for many UFO believers, this third drop still doesn't include what they actually want. Whistleblower David Brush, lawmakers like Anna Polina, Luna, Tim Birch, they say the government is still withholding the big stuff. The alleged crash retrieval programs, claims of non-human bodies, special access programs they say exist outside the normal congressional oversight. They're also demanding immunity for more whistleblowers to come forward. The government continues to say it's found no verified evidence of extraterrestrial technology. So is this real transparency? Is it distraction from everything else that's happening in Washington?
professor, one of the world's leading voices on the scientific search for extraterrestrial life, Jordan Flowers, the executive director of the Disclosure Foundation, an organization advocating for greater government transparency on UAPs, and Sarah Gam is a former intelligence analyst with a background in physics, was part of the Department of Defense's UAP task force. Great to have it all here. Sarah, I just mentioned it. You were an analyst there. How do the files, how do what we saw today compare to what you've seen? I mean, are we getting the whole picture?
No, definitely not yet. The whole picture is far from being released, but I think it's a good progress on chipping away a little bit more.
Okay, but just let me follow up on that. What do you make of this? I mean, the idea that you're seeing the orbs, Avi, I'm gonna come to you also, but you see the orbs, and then these reports of GPS disruption and the gamma radiation, how should we be thinking about that?
I think it's amazing what has been released, and that is also what we've been hearing for a long time now. I know on the task force days there was a lot of reports of power outages at places, at military bases, and elsewhere across the world. So none of this is a surprise to me, and I will remain hopeful that we will get more and more data.
Avi, this is a big day for you. Not only the release, you also saw Disclosure Day. It's almost like your birthday, but you gotta tell me, you're looking at these objects, the orbs. I don't know what to make of it. Do you have an answer?
Well, I must say, I just saw indeed the movie that Steven Spielberg made up out of his artistic taste and imagination, but reality is far more imaginative than scriptwriters in Hollywood. And what we read in the release today is quite intriguing. And my main concern, frankly, is that perhaps we're dealing with very sophisticated Chinese drones that are being deposited throughout the U.S., and we just don't recognize that. And I think that should be a very serious concern within the intelligence agencies.
But Avi, what makes you say that? What's about the way they're moving and separating? Why do you think it could be a Chinese drone?
Well, we are looking at orbs, and the simplest interpretation is that there might be drones that are, for example, releasing baby drones out of them, smaller ones. I'm not sure how feasible that is. Now, the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, led by John Kozlowski, looked into the report from 2023 and, in fact, analyzed it in great detail. And he wrote a full memo about it in this release from a week ago, from the 5th of June. And he says that 40% of the phenomena cannot be explained based on what they know, based on technologies the U.S. possesses, and the technologies that foreign adversaries possess. So I must say it's very puzzling. The best way forward would be to get more data and figure it out. I mean, it's like a detective story.
Right, it definitely is. Jordan, this is the part that I took away from the whole day. The FBI reaction, right? It's not just accounts of, hey, we heard these reports, interesting. You got FBI agents saying, are you seeing this? Their own, and that goes to the larger part where people believe that this is a cover-up, people believe that the government knows exactly what it is. The FBI seemingly doesn't know what this is. What do you make of that?
That's exactly right. The FBI, and this is important for your audience to understand as well, not only are senior members of Congress taking this issue extremely seriously, the FBI is actively investigating several different aspects of this phenomena, from potential criminal activity involved in treatment of whistleblowers to the incursions against our sensitive military airspace. So the FBI is involved, and I have been told on Capitol Hill that the briefing that the FBI has been providing to members of Congress about this topic has been, quote, the hottest ticket in town, and more members have been receiving that, and I think that's one of the reasons why this topic has escalated rapidly from maybe a top 10 issue to truly a top 3 issue in this administration.
Jordan, just to stay with you for a second, how does this fit into the disclosures we've seen so far? And I think I'm just going to keep using the word disclosure because I like it, and also it's Disclosure Day. But how does this fit into the overall disclosures, the file dumps that we've seen? And I got to tell you, I'm actually impressed by the level of transparency by what we're seeing in these documents and these videos. But where do you see it?
I'm impressed too. It's a step in the right direction. With some of our prior conversations, we have talked about how there wasn't analysis that
that came along with some of these releases. Dr. Loeb made a great point about there was a memo included in this release from Dr. Kozlowski, the director of Arrow, that actually provided analysis. So that feedback is being heard and apparently satisfied. Dr. Loeb issued a write-up, which I thought was great, from his website. And then we have the members of Congress having a press conference today that you showed pictures from. I was at that press conference. I was standing behind David Grush and Representatives Burchett and Luna. And I tell you what, they are absolutely pushing for greater transparency. And as Sarah said, we haven't seen the last of it. There is significantly more data to be released. And a lot of things that could be released are things that the task force worked on.
Sarah, let me go back to you for a second. How well does the government run? How much are they investigating this? I talked about the files being obtained from CIA, FBI, DOD. What do you think is going on behind the scenes in terms of an investigation to find out what this is?
Yeah, I can't validate for certainty that there's a lot of research that goes on behind the scenes. So when I was on the task force, we would do anything and everything. We would reach out to the drone operators, like if it was an MQ-9, to get what the emotions were like there whenever they first saw it, how hard it was to reacquire, investigate weather data. I mean, you name it. We would research bird migration patterns over whatever spot it was in the world. So there is a lot of research that does go on behind the scenes, and I know a lot of people don't always agree with how Arrow operates, but I can say that there's some really good analysts that are working under Arrow right now, and they are doing, I'd say, above and beyond what the task force did, because that's their full-time job. Like when I was on the task force, I supported it from NGA, so I wasn't on the official senior level panel, but there was it was volunteer basis. So these people are, that this is their full-time job, and so they take it very seriously, and I give them kudos for what they're still doing now for the research that goes on.
Avi, you get the final word. We have about 45 seconds. What do you think of that Starbase audio?
Oh, I think we can pretty much ignore that because it was a side comment that is not indicative of something real. We actually, Artemis 2 flew over the far side of the moon, and there wasn't anything unusual over there. So I think most importantly, if you are down to earth in your thinking and you're trying to be as realistic as possible, and that's what the intelligence agencies are supposed to do, you have to be intrigued by this because you're not doing your job. There are objects over sensitive sites within the US that are potential threats to national security. We have to figure it out. There needs to be more funds allocated to the research, and at the end of the day, if it's human-made, we have to protect the US against that.
And I hope it's the proper funding, but look, with more interest in this, that's probably what you may say. Avi Loeb, Jordan Flowers, Sarah Gam, thank you so much for coming on. Really, really appreciate it. Now, I want to switch gears. I want to talk about something that I mentioned before. I want to turn to the Palisades fire trial, okay? This is where federal prosecutors claim that an obsession with fire, this resentment against the wealthy, allegedly drove 30-year-old Jonathan Rinderknecht to start one of the most destructive disasters in Los Angeles history. 12 were killed. Over 6,000 structures were destroyed when this fire erupted in one of LA's wealthiest neighborhoods on January 7th of last year. But prosecutors claim the fire actually started 6 days earlier, when Rinderknecht allegedly started what came to be known as the Lockman Fire in the early hours of January 1st. Authorities say that blaze burned underground for days before flaring back up into the Palisades fire. And he has been accused of 3 federal charges, including destruction of property by means of fire, arson affecting property used in interstate commerce, and timber set afire. If convicted, he could face 45 years in prison. Now, so far, prosecutors have presented text messages that allegedly show he was angry at being jilted for a New Year's Eve date, which led to him allegedly starting the blaze using a green lighter that the cops say they later found in his car. Surveillance video allegedly showing him at the scene after the fire began, but the defense
defense, which has long contended that there's no physical evidence linking their client to the crime, they came back. They said that it merely shows, or they may say that he merely saw the fire, called 911 to report it, that the phone records show he called the emergency line at least 16 times. Prosecutors also apparently called ATF Special Agent Michael Montevidoni to the stand, who testified that the defendant's online activity grew increasingly angry in the months leading up to the fire, allegedly asking ChatGPT to create images depicting destruction and class inequality. But defense attorney Steve Haney again countered, getting the agent to admit that in spite of the angry messages about class, his client never asked ChatGPT for advice on how to start a fire. Trial's expected to go on for at least another week, but this isn't, by the way, the only legal action on the fire working its way through the courts. Palisades fire victims have filed a massive lawsuit against the state of California, the city of LA, a slew of other entities for allowing the 8-acre Lockman fire to explode into one of the worst disasters in the state's history. And LA Mayor Karen Bass, who's handling the fire,
Hey, stop it with the fox already. You're gonna go shoot.
she saw this.
Hey, stop. Quit it. Okay?
Yes.
Not right now. On the stairs with that ball, okay? You're not
Yes.
supposed to do that. What?
You don't know?
What do you want?
You don't know?
What's wrong?
You don't know?
What's going on?
You don't know?
Tut.
You don't know?
Well, go ahead and play. Is something wrong?
No.
Well, what are you doing?
I don't know.
What, you don't know?
No.
Well, I can see you doing something. Right? What's up?
I don't know.
Come on already. There we go. Whoa. Huh. I'll be right back. I have to restart or something. Apparently chat does work. I'll be right back.